A lot of people are saying or asking, is Jay-Z next? Again, Sister Jaguar Wright been talking about this. Jaguar Wright says Diddy better start snitching. Jay-Z is next. Calls out celebs who supported Diddy.
What if your bestie was doing something so messed up you had to choose between loyalty and doing the right thing? That's exactly what Jay-Z faced with Diddy. This ain't no simple beef. We're talking about a decision that could shake up the whole hip-hop world. You think you know what went down? Trust me, you ain't heard nothing yet.
I think it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot to take Jay-Z down. Just because I think he's really in deep with the people above him. So I think like they really gonna try to protect him as much as they can. But boy, this brother is connected to a lot. A lot. So we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right in.
We'll remember when Jay and Diddy were tighter than your favorite jeans. These two were the ultimate power duo in hip-hop, ruling the game like kings back in the day. You couldn't see one without the other. They were more than just friends. They were brothers from another mother, building empires and making money moves together. Picture this: Jay and Diddy, young and hungry, hustling their way to the top. They started from the bottom, selling CDs out of their trunks. And look at them now, Jay-Z with his Roc Nation empire and Diddy with Bad Boy Records. These two weren't just making music, they were creating legacies. But it wasn't all work and no play. The parties these two threw legendary. We're talking about the kind of bashes where champagne flow like water, and every Alistair was begging for an invite. Remember that white party in the Hamptons, or the New Year's Eve extravaganza on that yacht? Jay and Diddy knew how to live it up. And they did it together. Their friendship wasn't just about the glitz and glam, though. These two had each other's backs through thick and thin. When Jay needed advice on his next big move, Diddy was there. When Diddy wanted to expand his empire beyond music, Jay was right by his side. They were making power moves left and right, and it seemed like nothing could stop them.
So what are your thoughts on all the his celebrity friends that denounced those allegations and were like, this is false, and you know,
liars.
Yeah, should they speak up now? Should they speak up now?
I think it's getting a little too late for those who are complicit. For the victims who have been too afraid to come forward because the diddler has been running around with impunity.
The diddler.
It's time for all of the victims to come forward. But for the people that have been denying it, you know what? Let's not be coy. You know, I am Jaguar. So let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Should I keep going?
I mean, you're hitting it on.
Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Off of Justin Bieber alone.
Now, Carisha and Rick Ross just sat down together at an interview.
Yeah, I know. Two Diddy doo-wop ops. What a reunion. Only thing they got
Now,
will Diddy start snitching?
She threw it up. Yeah,
he better. He better. But the only thing I'm interested in him talking about is...
So, I know what she's saying, like, Diddy, again, this is all on if he make it to trial, but probably in order for him to get less time, he's going to have to take down a lot of people with him. That's the main reason why I said I don't know if it's going to make it to trial. You know, because if Diddy talks, ooh-wee. Oh, unless he's like just done, unless he's like, you know, I can't do no 20 years in jail, you know. So like if they say, you know, we're gonna give you 30 years, if you talk, we give you 20. I don't know. I can't do no 20 years. I ain't gonna say nothing. I already know what she about to say.
Everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White.
Oh, hold on. Sorry.
I'm interested in him talking about is everything he knows about Kathy Coriana White. See, I know you know what happened to Corey. Diddy? I know that. You and Jay-Z. Down in Vegas at Tao with Claudia. Why don't you just talk about Kathy? That might help. That might help a lot.
I would say those who don't know who Kathy is.
Kathy Coriana White, Jay-Z's pregnant mistress.
Yes.
Who died 24 hours after she announced that she was going public with their relationship and the baby. While he was married to Beyonce.
But you know how it goes in this game. Nothing lasts forever. The streets started whispering about cracks in their friendship at first. It was little things, Jay skipping one of Diddy's parties, Diddy not showing up to support Jay's latest venture. People started asking questions, but both of them played it cool in public. The pressure was building, though something big was about to blow. And everyone could feel it. The air was thick with tension. Every time they were in the same room, you could cut it with a knife for real. Their crews started side each other. And the rumors, they were flying faster than a New York minute. Then came that day, the day everything changed. What really went down, the streets are talking. But nobody knows the whole truth. All we know is that after that day, things were never the same between Jay and Diddy. It was like a switch flip, and suddenly the unbreakable bond was shattered. But honey, that's just the beginning of this story. There's more tea to spill, and trust me, it's piping hot. You think you know what happened between these two hip-hop legends? Think again, because what came next, it's about to change everything you thought you knew about loyalty in the game.
So was it an aneurysm, Diddy? Or are you the one who paid the same coroner that you... Oh, Diddy, you should talk.
Do you feel the federal government will probably speak to Jay-Z in regards?
They already have.
No.
They talked to him before he made that Super Bowl announcement. Isn't that interesting? He was questioned by the feds before he made the Super Bowl announcement. Blink twice.
Oh. I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh, this about to get fun for me.
Let me ask.
There's nothing like, have you ever seen what happens to a rat when it's trapped in a heated environment?
Oh, it'll eat through anything.
Claw eat its way through anything. So I want y'all to imagine this. I got Jay-Z on his back with his stomach exposed. Diddy is the rat that I'm using.
Oh.
And I'm gonna take a metal trash can and put it right on Jay-Z's stomach with Diddy right in there. And I'm gonna heat that bitch up and see what he eat through. Fuck you, Sean. Both of y'all. I got you, bitch. I told you.
As the U.S. attorney came on and spoke on the indictment, next to him you see 6 U.S. AUSAs, his assistant attorneys. I believe one pregnant, one a little older, but all white women. What are your thoughts on that when you see 6 women assisting the U.S. attorney?
A small choruses of Nancy Graces?
Basically.
I think it's fabulous.
Neat.
Oh,
Sean
that video.
P. Combs, he's a bad guy. Yeah. Can't wait to see it.
Now, y'all might think you've heard it all about Jay and Diddy's fallout, but let me tell you, the streets are whispering something so scandalous it'll make your jaw hit the floor. What if the real reason behind their beef isn't what anyone expected? Buckle up, because this tea is scalding hot. It all went down at that infamous club night in Miami. The music was pumping, bottles were popping, and everyone who was anyone was there. Jay and Diddy rolled in like kings, but girl, something was off. The tension between them was thicker than peanut butter. Now, here's where things get messy. We've got two very different stories about what happened next. One of our sources, a close friend of Jay's, swears they saw Diddy get into her. He did argument with one of Jay's people, words were exchanged, threats were made, and before you know it, fists were flying.
Want to know why there's no vindication for me? Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere. Forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond. You have no choice. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, Robert Kelly, Sean Combs have one person in common, professionally and privately. Sean Carter. This has been a fist of tyranny that has been punching through our culture and our society for decades. It must stop.
There's been...
Damn. Now, she goes in a little deeper. Here it is, 1150, where she specifically calls them out again.
Oh, absolutely. I just don't know why they are. It's been happening in front of everyone's faces for decades. For decades.
How many victims?
What's the difference between me and Judy Garland? Social media.
But hold up, because Diddy's camp is singing a whole different tune. An industry insider close to Diddy claims it was all a big misunderstanding. According to them, Jay overreacted to a harmless joke and things spiraled out of control from there. They're saying Jay's the one who started the drama, so who's telling the truth? It's harder to figure out than a Rubik's Cube in the dark. The timeline of events is messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. One minute they're toasting to success, the next they're at each other's throats. And don't even get me started on what happened after they left the club. The streets are saying there was a confrontation so fierce it makes their public beef look like child's play. But here's the kicker: amidst all this chaos, Jay-Z made a decision that shocked everyone. Instead of keeping quiet and handling things behind closed doors like usual, he chose to speak up. Word on the street is he couldn't stay silent any longer. Something did cross a line, and Jay wasn't about to let it fly. In a move that left the whole hip-hop world shook, Jay-Z decided to snitch on Diddy. Can you believe it? The man who once rapped about not speaking to cops was now ready to spill all the tea. It wasn't just about their personal beef anymore. This was bigger than that. But honey, if you think this is where the story ends, think again. This is just the beginning of a scandal that's about to rock the music industry to its core. The fallout from Jay's decision, oh child, it's messier than a food fight at a five-star restaurant. Friendships are crumbling, alliances are shifting, and nobody knows who to trust anymore. The game is changing, and we're all just waiting to see where the pieces fall.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
It's true. Judy Garland's, a lot of stories coming out about how awful she had to deal with things back in
How
the day.
how many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well.
Jay-Z and Beyonce is who she just named.
They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping
Ford?
people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Pierce.
Dude, that's either super stupid of her or super gutsy, Lewis. It's hard to sort of tell what's going on there, but those are some fierce words coming in from Jaguar Wright. What are your reactions there?
Scary. I hope none of this is true, but we'll wait and see. I think she brought up an excellent point, because we tend to always vilify social media. And I didn't mention this during the show where we were live, but social media could do some good. It could elevate people's voice and give a voice to people that wouldn't have a voice in the past and stuff. So, and then, I don't know if you're going to run it, but after this, a lawyer suggested she does lawyer her up and stuff. And I don't know this lady. I haven't followed her. I don't know. Her body language seems to indicate that she's sure of what she says. But then there's a few instances where it looks kind of like an act. So I'm on the fence there as far as maybe there's some truth and maybe there's some not truth.
Well, Vlad TV came on after and pretty much just completely negated everything.
Well, Jaguar Wright is known to be a conspiracy theorist. I don't really co-sign anything that she says. I've never had her on my show, and I don't have any plans to have her on my show.
You don't believe her?
She's got an album in 20 years, and a lot of this stuff is just stuff she's heard, things she's making up, and so forth. I'm not saying that there aren't serious things that Diddy may have done, but yeah, I can't co-sign anything that Jaguar Wright is saying.
I'm not sure if there's saying that he may have done. Dude, this dude, it was weird because I never had an issue with Vlad. I guess didn't pay attention enough, but he's pretty much signing for Diddy the whole time and just completely calls out Jaguar, but then goes ahead and makes his own conspiratorial sort of thoughts, as Lewis and I noticed throughout it. It was pretty shocking. So, and yes, this is the lawyer. I don't have her name, but she came on. She was wonderful. She called them both. She called Vlad a culture vulture, and she called for what he's done to black artists. And she said Jaguar needs to get a lawyer to be careful. She's the same one that says she's seen the tape with the high-level celebrity, which she told Pierce is shockingly higher than Diddy, bigger. And Pierce was kind of, wow, really? They're now talking about, are they going to be able to buy that tape? It was a little confusing, but the full Pierce Morgan's there available for you to check out. But these aren't the only names coming out. I wanted to take a moment to focus on this Ashton Kutcher article that just dropped while we were live as well, which he's apparently not on the Fed's radar in the Diddy case, contrary to news reports. Really, Ashton, huh? Now, reports were saying he was concerned about getting dragged into the case, but federal investigators do not have him in their crosshairs, TMZ has learned. Multiple sources with direct knowledge of the Diddy probe tell TMZ Ashton is in no way a target of the federal criminal investigation, including Diddy. I'm sorry, excuse me? Since when do the feds tell TMZ who's in and who's not? This is such BS. This is such BS. He's been so nervous putting it out there. Oh, Diddy's going to leak something that's not true. He's so preemptively now trying, and this is now an additional piece that I'm like, are you actually hiding something, brother? A source close to Ashton tells TMZ, Ashton, that's what it at least seems to me, that this narrative has got to stop. Ashton has nothing to do with this. Zero involvement, zero knowledge of these Diddy activities. Ashton, like everyone else in Hollywood, attended a Diddy party 20 years ago.
Girl, let me tell you, Jay-Z was caught between a rock and a hard place. Imagine finding out your ride or die homie was mixed up in some real messy business. What would you do? That's exactly what Jay was dealing with, and it wasn't pretty. Jay-Z, the man who built an empire on loyalty and keeping it real, was suddenly faced with a choice that could change everything. On one hand, he had years of friendship with Diddy. They came up together, made millions together, and had each other's backs through thick and thin. But on the other hand, there was this nagging feeling that something wasn't right. The risks of speaking out, they were huge. We're talking about potentially losing friends, business partners, and maybe even fans. That hip-hop world has always had this unspoken rule about not snitching, and Jay was about to break it, but staying silent that came with its own set of problems. If what Diddy was doing was as bad as the streets were saying, could Jay really just look the other way? This ain't the first time we've seen celeb friendship go up in flames over scandals. Remember when Kim Kardashian and Larsa Pippen were besties, or when Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie were joined at the hit? Those friendships crashed and burned when secret came out and loyalty was tested. But this was different. This was Jay-Z and Diddy, two of the biggest names in hip-hop.
Really, dude? You attended one Diddy party? Dude, you hosted them. You were there a lot. You were hanging out with him a lot. You were on talk shows talking about how much you can't talk about the Diddy parties. He was literally on Hot Ones, Lewis, filtering through the party memories. I can't tell that one, I can't tell that one, I can't tell that one. Dude, you bozo, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. And yeah, there were reports that he was terrified. Diddy might run to the feds with false allegations. To me, this is so preemptive. This is such bad damage control. He was going to go tell false allegations to weasel out of jail time. But according to TMZ, Ashton has nothing to worry about. Nonsense. If anything, after reading this, I think he should be more worried. This damage control, this PR spin, to me, makes it seem like he's absolutely got something to hide. Why is he putting out something that, Diddy's going to put out false things about me? Okay, weird. Oh, no, I didn't worry about the feds aren't coming after me. Do you buy this, Lewis, or does this seem like crazy PR spin?
Who's buying? I don't buy that the feds warn people if they're being investigated. That's kind of weird, right? And also, if they say, I mean, does he have a phone number that he calls, like 1-800-FED? Hey, are you investigating me? No, okay. So let me report on this. I don't get how that works. Look, he's been on the news a lot. Danny Masterson case, and then now the P Diddy thing. Praising the parties. So yeah, he's gonna be questioned, and the internet is interneting and making a lot of those old videos become viral. But we've also seen other actors that have been named come out and give a similar statement. I went to the parties a long time ago. I've moved on. So we've seen that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the other one that we're seeing now is Elon Musk is getting called out. Aubrey O'Day has now added her name to the pile, claiming that Elon Musk knows way more than he's implying. Now, Aubrey O'Day has been one of those people that's been very vocal against Diddy for quite some time. She's been one of the heroes that had the guts to sort of call it out first. Here was the tweet that Elon put out there. How many people in the music industry knew about this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is news to me. Well, shocking, because I don't know if you know this, but Puff is an investor in Twitter, Musk said. He's a good friend of mine. We text a lot.
The streets are buzzing with wild theories and hot takes. Some are saying Jay's jealous of Diddy's success, while others think Diddy's been playing dirty for years. And it's finally catching up to him. The memes girl, they're out of control. My timeline's filled with pictures of Jay and Diddy from back in the day with captions like top 10 and 9 betrayals, and to Jay-Z. But it's not all jokes and drama. Some folks in the industry are worried this could change the game forever if Jay-Z, one of the most respected figures in hip-hop, is willing to break them code of silence. What does that mean for everyone else? Is the era of no snitching over? Are we about to see more artists speaking out against each other? Just when everyone thought they knew how this was going to play out, some unexpected voices turned the tide. Chance the Rapper, who's always been about positivity, came through with a tweet that got everyone talking. Before we pick sides, let's remember we're all human. Mistakes happen, but growth comes from owning up to them. And then Kendrick Lamar dropped a surprise freestyle on YouTube touching on loyalty, truth, and the responsibility that comes with power. He didn't name names, but everyone knew what he was talking about. This story's got more twists and turns than a roller coaster, and it ain't over yet. The hip-hop world is holding its breath, waiting to see what happens next. Will Jay and Diddy ever make up? Is this the end? One thing's for sure, this ain't the last we've heard from G or Diddy. The streets are buzzing with rumors about what's coming next. Will there be a reconciliation, a full-on war? Or will they both just move on and pretend none of this ever happened? Whatever goes down, we'll be here to spill all the tea. Remember, in this wild world of hip-hop, today's snitch could be tomorrow's hero. The game, it's changing, and we're all just trying to keep up. So stay tuned, because this story is far from over. The next chapter, it might just change everything we thought we knew about friendship, loyalty, and what it really means to be a boss in this industry. And thanks for watching Celebrity Spill, guys.